Welcome, everyone, to an America East Chat. I'm Andy Katz, pleased to be joined by Jim Ferry, the head coach of UMBC. And Jim, something is traveling because even though it's been a little bit of an up and down year, you've won at NJIT, you've won at Maine over the last few weeks or so. So what is traveling on the road for the Retrievers?
I don't know. I really don't. First of all, thanks for having me, Andy. It's always great being with you. Traveling away from COVID, maybe that's what it is. It's been really challenging for this group. Great group of guys. I think we've really bonded over the adversity. What a lot of people might not realize is, at Christmas time we got shut down for 15 days. We went home for Christmas break, and then while on break, our university required everybody to test on the way back in, and we had 15 people test positive with symptoms. Like, we had it pretty tough. So we were isolated. We didn't touch a ball for 15 days, didn't play for over 25 days. And we were playing well. I mean, we had a real tough schedule. We were playing well. We were flying up and down the court, and we just weren't able to recover from it for a while. So we actually had 1 day of 5-on-5 practice before we had to play Lowell. And we lost that game in overtime, which was, incredible effort by our guys to even be in that situation. And we've been playing games every other day since, so really haven't had much practice time. And that's why I think you see our turnovers are up and our scoring has been down. But guys have been working really, really hard. Today's a great day for us because we actually get to practice. We're going to put together 2 practices before game, which we have not been able to do. So the message to our guys is just keep focusing on getting better. Like, in this league, it's been hard for us to get on and get in a groove, but this league is always about the tournament, right? So we have to get better. That's all we got to focus on, and to go on the road and get a couple of good wins. That's fantastic. Whenever you can win league games on the road, that's great. I just felt we gave a couple away at home, and maybe it was we just weren't ready to play, and that's just something that we have to deal with. And hopefully we can recover another one, maybe one of those games we lost at home, whether it be Lowell or Auburn or Vermont. Maybe we can go steal one on the road later on in the season.
So you had obviously an interesting year a year ago as the interim coach dealing with COVID.
Yeah.
And I mean, I remember that Wisconsin game where, suddenly it was canceled right before they didn't come. How much did that experience for you help you in this experience, which was different, but yet knocked you back again of having to shut down and not practice and Zoom and then come back together?
I learned a lot from it, the ability to adjust and adapt, but just understanding the approach of coming back and how we were going to have to do it, and my experience of how we did it with these guys, and that it was going to take time, and we really had to have a positive approach. We had to have everybody brought into a positive approach. We had to really just focus on the basics and focus on getting better. That's really just it. Just get better, because there's no way you're going to be able to recover from not doing anything for 15 days while the teams that you're playing, they haven't been shut down. They played their non-league games, all that stuff. So it was more about us and just trying to, but also the thing that was really important was just the connectivity that we needed to have, like just to stay on top of these guys, because I was concerned about their mental health too, being shut down. UMBC was one of the only teams in the America East last year that didn't get shut down at all. So they never really experienced it. So I think the kids were a little nervous about it and just kind of figuring it out. So easing our way back in, staying positive, even as we returned, we lost a couple of games and we weren't playing the way we normally played. I mean, I showed these guys a video before our main game of highlights from the preseason, because we were playing so differently. We were averaging like 75 points a game. And then recently we couldn't get to 60, which isn't the way we play. So kind of showed the guys the positives, and hopefully it worked. It looked like it worked the other night, but we got to still focus on getting better and just staying positive through the process here.
All right, last thing before I go, player-wise, who do you hope will be there for you, or a couple guys that you think, can definitely take that next step over this next month? So
I think, the probably the 2 most consistent guys have been LJ Owens and Keandre Kennedy. I think they've been good. Now they've both dipped a little bit during this COVID time, but they're really good kids. They work really hard. Darnell Rogers too, he got hit pretty hard with COVID, and now he's coming back, and getting him back with his speed and his tenacity. And And our front court, like, Yao Opang Mensah has been doing a great job. And we've been shorthanded all year in the front court. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but, the two transfers, the one from Oklahoma, AG, 6'8" forward, and Trey, both haven't touched the ball during the season. They both, AG had a patella tendon tear, and Trey, these are two potential starters. Trey tore his Achilles first day of practice. So we've been really down in the front court and really small. So when you add that, not having guys that were expected to be starters, and then COVID, it's kind of been tough round, but these guys have really been fighting and doing a really good job. So I think, as a core, we got to stay healthy, obviously. And we just got to keep, staying with each other, staying connected and getting better.
Well, Jim, I appreciate it. I'm glad you are healthy, and there's no question UMBC, led by you, will be in the mix by season's end. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks, Andy. I really appreciate it. Stay well. All right.